Hi there and welcome back to another video. This week we're going to be focusing around some AFK runecrafting techniques, as I think I want to start training it a little bit in my downtime, but maybe not so much in focused. So it's going to be less of sort of Guardians of the Rift and maybe a little bit more of these AFK methods. I did just want to quickly complete the Path of Gluffery. Not a particularly complicated quest. If you've already got a quest cape, it's just a nice easy pickup for a little bit of extra XP. Now, the two main methods I wanted to focus around is going to be blood runecrafting on Zaya and then the Arania altar. Now, there's only a couple of requirements for the blood runecrafting, but a hard requirement, so that's going to be 77 runecrafting, and then the various agility levels for the various agility shortcuts, as they just make it, the make method actually sort of viable. I think without those agility shortcuts, it's just going to make it very unobtainable for a lot of people, because you're going to have to use stamina pots or something like that to just actually make the runs each time. Now, a run in essence is just you get a full inventory, as I'm doing right now with essence at these two essence blocks. You have to sometimes switch between when they get depleted, but it's not particularly difficult. You fill up an inventory of that, obviously have a chisel in your inventory, then you run to the Dark Altar, which is where you would change to go onto the Arceus spellbook. Then you chisel the imbued blocks one time, run back to the essence blocks again, get another inventory, run back to the altar, imbue it again. Then from there, run west, back down the path, and there's like a little cutout that you can run in that takes you to the blood altar that way. And you run there, craft your runes, chisel your next set of essence, craft your runes again, and then you would go down the agility shortcut back down to get more essence, and you just rinse and repeat that. Now, I did this for an hour using the Raiments of the Eye outfit and having a blood essence in my inventory, because I got one randomly as just a reward, I think from Guardians of the Rift. I'm not quite sure where I got it from, but I had it and I thought, you know what, when else am I going to get a chance to use it? So I thought, why not? Now that is going to obviously mean that my blood runes are going to be more than it would just typically be if I didn't use these things, but I think that's going to be the fairest way for me to tell how many runes I get in an hour. Now that did mean I got about 2,852 blood runes. About 550k GP, so it's pretty good GP. I've got about 33.7k XP, so not the best in terms of XP, but pretty good money, which is sort of the understanding I had coming into this, that Bloods was going to be for money and ZMI was going to be for XP. Now, neither were particularly great for XP, but that was certainly a little bit worse. Now, the Arania altar is basically use a mass world, because I don't think it's worth using just a solo world. Have some bad runes on you. So in this case, I had mine runes, because you have to pay 20 runes each time you want to use the bank with this guy here. So I just used them because I had a white stack of them, so why not? You just basically have an inventory of pure essence with all your pouches. I would have the teleport to the Arania altar and NPC contact in sort of my rune pouch, and just spare runes, just to make sure that I could, one, at the end of each trip, return back to the Arania altar teleport, and then you can just run down, rinse, repeat. And then obviously NPC contact to repair my rune pouches, because I don't have the rune crafting cape, so they do break. All I learned through doing this is that a lot of people seem to want to wait for someone else to go first, so they can use their essence on them, so they can follow them directly to the altar. So using the camera settings in RuneLite, you can just zoom all the way out, and you more or less can clip the whole way there, or you can even do it on your mini map when you zoom all the way out. Now, as you see in here, I did swap from using Graceful to the Raiments of the Eye, because although, yeah, using the Graceful means you probably won't need to use stams or anything like that, I didn't feel that it was worth it in terms of the runes I was getting. So what I just decided to do was just every now and again, I would take out our 1 dose of stam and take that, and that sort of served me for a few runs. And then, yeah, I mean, ZMI is a little bit different. There's no real hard requirements, because you can get runes at any level. It's just you get better runes the higher runecrafting level you are. And obviously the higher runecrafting level, you have more pouches, so you can take more essence at each time. This is sort of a rough look at all the runes I got. Now it's a very wide spread of runes. But, you know, in some ways it's a better spread because it's not just blood runes that I don't necessarily need. So 300k in runes, but I got about 43k in XP. Now, you know, that's not bad. Both of them are very good. One's like, you know, a couple hundred more K in terms of money. One's 10, 12k more in XP. Now, it's not that bad. But sort of my final thoughts around it for sort of an AFK technique is that neither of them are particularly AFK. But Blood Runes is certainly more, because obviously you've got the downtime between running to the altars and mining the essence and all of that. That is a lot more downtime than Zeomite. It's quite click intensive, especially with the pouches and trying to get, you know, as much as you can with doing that. I think for me personally, it's going to be something that maybe I do sort of semi AFK. So that'd be if I'm just sat watching a film, or I don't really feel like actually grinding something. You could maybe just do that while having something up on the second monitor to watch, because I don't think it's truly sort of AFK that I could do while I was, you know, say trying to work or do something like that. I couldn't just sit like, you know, as I'm showing here. This is sort of probably be the next thing I moved on to after fishing, because this is, you know, a good minute and a half of just doing a whole inventory of magic longbows. So, but yeah, overall, not bad methods, good XP, good money, but not personally for me for AFK. But for now, that's it for this episode. Until next time.